will declare about the view. Views are basically small controls, whether it is a checkbox, radio button and all those things, but it is all of them, those controls are called views, and it can be of any one of this. So this is one view, this is another view, this is another view, 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 view. Now, in addition to these views, you just don't need view, you need to arrange those views on the screen in such a way that it will look nice. Because if you want to just do it, just put randomly, then it will look very bad. So the way to arrange all of this, there you need the layout. So let us understand the concept of layout little bit. Now if you see this, I have lot of widgets and views. So here all of these are arranged vertically, horizontally, vertically. These are all because they are part of a layout called linear layout. Now if they are linear layout, then all these children's or views or widgets, basically views, children, widget, all are basically the same thing. Okay, and the layout is the way you arrange those view, children and widget. They are also called as view group. Okay, so just remember these two words, layout and view group. They are same thing. They tell you that how can you arrange things on your screen. Now layouts could be also of different types. Let me just show you some layouts. Now this is a tabular layout. What happens here is that I have put the elements, 4 text box, in different way. Okay. See, this is a table and these are the elements inside the tables. So this is called tabular layout, and you can arrange, you can put buttons there, images there, and way you want to. So, and the XML looks like this. You can see that there is a table row, and whatever elements you will put, it will put it in the same column, one by one different column. In this row, first column will be this, second column will be this. In this row, first column will be this, and second column will be this. First column, second column. So this is the way the tabular layout happens. So there are various kinds of a layout. I will just show you another example of layout, how to arrange the children or the views. This is called relative layout. This is called frame layout. What frame layout means is that in this kind of a layout, various views and widgets are on top of each other. Again, on top of each other. Now, why would you need such a frame layout? Sometimes it is useful because on the top left corner, you want to show the images depending on the user who is logged in, or depending on some other way. Sometimes you want to show a small image, sometimes you want to show a big image, but on the same location. So what you can do is that you can create multiple image view on the same location and make them visible or invisible at the runtime. So that is a very important case of frame layout. Okay. Now let me show you another layout, which is called relative layout. Somewhere here, yes. This is a example of relative layout. What I am doing here is that I am telling that please put this OK button, the right side of this OK button should be at the same point where the right side of this text box button. And how? See how it does it. Align parent right true. Okay. And it says that margin text is okay, margin left 10. Now see the button, this button. It says is that align top OK button. What it means is that this alignment of OK button should be same as this cancel button. So the alignment of top part of OK button and cancel bar should be same. So whenever you try to place the object relative to each other, it is called a relative layout. Now let us go back and understand few other things as well. So that was about the views. These are the various views and layouts. Now how I do it in the screen in the project, let me show you. So I have all of these layouts here one by one. Now in addition to this doing this, for each of these buttons you can set various properties, and these properties can be set here. These are the properties for this one. There are thousands and thousands of properties here for each of those things, and you don't need to worry about most of them, but some of them you need to understand. Text view, a small text, button, off button, toggle button, all of this. Now let me just clean up this place and show you how to do something interesting. So let us start with, I want to create name, user ID and password and login button and cancel button. Okay, so that is the very basic what we'll do it. To do that, let us draw it on the screen first. Okay, I'm going to design a screen which will look like this. So user ID, password, login, cancel. So let us assume you want to develop a very simple like this: user ID, password, login and cancel. How you will design this in your Android? Let us do that. What we are going to do is that we are going to create that. Now let me just delete this and do this. So first what I will do is that we have to understand text view is a particular type of widget which is used for just showing the text. It is not an editable text. So we'll use it for putting something like user ID, and then we'll put it something a text. So let us do a medium text, not a large text. So this is medium text just for putting like this. So instead of using text view, you can just use the medium text as well. It is just a version of this text view with large, medium and small, so that you don't have to do thinking about that how big the size should be and all. So let us use medium text, and then there is a text field where you will enter something, and that is called plain text. I will put it like this. Now I want another one, medium text, for the password, and then the text field, there is a field called password. So the password field, and then I need two buttons, one for login and other for cancel. But the problem is that all of these guys are coming like this. And why they are coming like this? Because they are part of a linear layout. Here you can see the right side, the linear layout. Inside linear layout, these are the childrens, and all of these childrens are part of linear layout same. So since they are part, it will all arrange linearly to each other. So you cannot do much here. So what I am going to do is that inside this linear layout, I am going to create three more layout, nested layout, and inside that I will put those children one by one. Now how to put the layouts? Here it is. You want to put a linear layout, vertical, horizontal, relative, frame, any kind of a layout you want to put it, you can put it here. I am more interested in a horizontal layout. So I will just put horizontal layout here. Don't worry about that, as long as you can see that there is a linear layout here, horizontal. Put another linear layout, 2, one more, I will put 3. So you won't be able to see the layout because layout is just the way you organize. It is not a view that is visible. So there are 3 linear layout like this. Now this one, let us stretch a little bit and see how I am working. So this is the way you organize the layout and the children or the view. Inside this linear layout, I want to put one text view, medium text and edit text for user ID and password. So drag it and put it here. Okay. Now drag it and put it just here. See how it came. User ID and password. Correct? Now same thing I will do like this. Another for user ID password. Put it inside this. Put it inside this. Okay. Now user ID and password. Now these buttons I want to put it inside this layout because these are linear but horizontal. So when I put it like this, it will come like this. Now if you see, it looks little better. It is still not that good, but it is okay. So it shows the concept of that inside linear layout. I have put this vertical linear layout. I have put 3 horizontal linear layout, and then I have organized all the children inside them. Okay. But it still does not look very nice. So what I am going to do is that now after you have done all of this, the next thing what you should do is that go into this window called properties, and here you try to change few things. So first thing is this called medium text. Now medium text is coming from here, this variable. There are 2 ways you can change. Either you can hard code the text here, or you can use it using the strings.xml variable and values. Using strings.xml variable.value helps you to use that text somewhere else as well, or as a global variable, or it can also be used for localization. But if you don't care about as a global variable, you are not going to use that text anywhere else, you are not going to use it for localization as well, then I would say that just go ahead and type it here itself as hard coded. So user ID. Okay. So just say user ID and press enter. It is done. Now this one, and here I will enter as, now click this one, and then you will see that the property for this, you have to go and search for that text. It is a big long property text. Here you will type password. Okay. Now this size and this size is very different. This is small, this is big. You don't want to do that. So what I would suggest is that let us add something in terms of the length of this. So why don't we go and give some width. So there is a concept called width. Here you can give width of that text view. Okay, so let us use 50 pixel. Okay, now 50 pixel is very small. You can use it 100 pixel. 100 pixel looks okay, but here there is a problem. If you give the length and width of all of these things in a pixel, then it will work it will not work very nicely. One of the reason is that if you see this in, let us assume in 4.7 in WXGA, it becomes like this, right? Now, what generally we recommend is that whenever you have to give the length, width and all of this, do not use the unit called pixel. And why? Let me just show you. 100 pixel, right? Do not use pixel, and there is a reason for that. Let me just show you the problem with the unit of measurement. Activity unit of measurement. Now, what is pixel unit problem? If the size is mentioned in terms of pixel, then different pixel density screen will show the UI differently and it will not scale automatically. So that is a problem. So if you say 10 pixel on a very high density screen, it will look very small, and very low density pixel, it will look very long, and it will not look very nice. It is quite possible that your complete user ID and the text field for the user ID will come in half of the screen. Now, what we should do is that use a unit of measurement which is resolution independent, and for that we use DP. Okay, so DP is the unit for measurement, and we should always do that, either DP or DIP. Now, it does not mean that Android does not support other units of measurement. It supports pixel, it supports inches, it supports millimeter, it supports point, that is 1/72nd of an inch, and SP, similar to DP but also scaled by the user's font size preference. So in general, it is recommended that please use DP as the unit of measurement. Okay, so let us come back, and what we are going to do is that use here 100 DP. Okay, see, even in this one it looks fine, and the reason is that we are using DP and not pixel. But if I use pixel, then in the other one, that is 4.7 in WXGA, it will not look nice. It is looking nice here, 4.7. Let us go back and convert this into pixel, and you will see that how it looks like. Okay, so just convert DP into pixel and you will see the problem immediately. What happened? It got scrolled because 100 pixel density is just this much small and user ID will not fit in. And that is the problem with the pixel unit of measurement. So please do not use pixel, use DP. Okay, so let us go back to our own and change this one also to 100 DP so that both will look of same. Now it looks little better, right? But you want to give little space on the left side here, left side here. For that, there is something called gravity. Okay, now this one we'll just see that how to use that. If I want to, there are a couple of ways you could do it. Either you could use the padding right, padding left, padding top. If you want to use padding left side, you can also use that one for that purpose. 10 dp, see the space. So you add a padding here also, and you can make it 10 dp. So it comes here. Now, how to know that which of these properties to use for? Some of them which are used is padding, gravity, text, width, and all those things are the important one which you used. And orientation, the layout, inside the layout, how it is. And if you want the scroll bar for that, generally we don't use it. So this is the layout gravity, and what it means is that how do you align these things inside the layout gravity and gravity. See this gravity. Okay, so now instead of doing this padding, what I did is that, let me just show you again. There are a few things. If I don't want to do padding, okay, now it became here. What you could do is that there is another property called gravity, and you can say center horizontal. What does it do? Inside this layout, inside this blue box, it puts it in the center. If you like that way, you can put it that way. Or if you want to put align to the right side, you can do it like this as well. So it is up to you how you want to play around with this. And all of these can be done. Gravity is that how do you align the text inside that area which is given for that. Okay. So if you want to do that way, it is fine. Or what you could do is that leave it as it is and use the padding property. Padding is sometimes useful, so it looks little better because most of the applications like that. So padding left is okay. Now if you see, it looks a lot better now. If you want to do something, you can do something, but now here it is. So that is done. What we could do is that I want to create a gap between this and this. So there are two ways to do it. One you could do is that you can just create a blank text view, or there are a couple of other ways as well. I'm pretty sure you could do that, but let us create a blank text view. So every time you put another view, go here and try to arrange the things as it is. So text view, I want to put it like this, not like this. It is still coming there. Okay, so sometime you might want to just do it through this one. You want to put it as a child after text view, after first linear layout. So what I have done is that you can just cut it this guy and put it after this linear layout. This is what I wanted to do. So now if you see that, it has come. Okay, there is a space. And for this one, I will just remove this text. Okay, now it looks a lot better. User ID, you can enter here. Password, you can enter here. There is something blank here, I don't care. Button. Now I have to arrange this button. Like this, I will create one blank between this one as well, which I can use. So let me just copy this one. And understanding this XML is not very difficult. If you see it, let me just format this and I will show you how it is looking like. So at the top, we have this linear layout as the root parent. Inside that, I have first children as this text view, second children as this linear layout, and inside this linear layout, I have again two children here. Now, for the top root parent, I have this child and again this child. And inside this, I have two children, text view and edit text. Correct? And then I have a linear layout and then another third linear layout as a child of the top parent, and inside that to this. Now I wanted to create something in between here, correct? This because these are the two buttons which I have. So here I will create one child which I have copied here, this one. Control C, and you can just put it here, Control V, and give a different name, text view 4. And that's pretty much you need to do. Now if you come back to this one, there is a space created here. Okay, and if you check your layout, see how the layout will look like. Top parent linear layout, inside this text view, this guy, then one child, linear layout 1, horizontally linear, these two children of this layout, then this layout has these two children, one blank, and this layout with these two buttons. So this shows you that using the linear layout and nested linear layout or layout inside layout and using this properties window, you can create any screen what you want. It is all up to you. Okay. So let us think about that. What is the next we would like to go? Now we would like to arrange the button in such a way that it works much better instead of the just doing it like this. So what we are going to do is that we will make this use a property called gravity. Now let us see the gravity. Before that, let us increase the size. I think the size of the button should be a little longer, right? So why don't we just change the width of this thing? And we can also change the text of this. We'll say login. So it becomes a login button. And let us make this one as cancel. So it becomes cancel button. And let us change the size of this cancel button. And what we are going to do is that width, and I will say maybe 150 dp. Hopefully it is not, oh, it is big. 100 dp. Okay, looks fine. Now this one, again 100 dp. Good. Now other part is that I have to arrange all of this in such a way that it is distributed uniformly. So let us check this, and there is something called gravity, and we'll say center horizontally. So now, okay, that was not the right one, so don't worry. So and we can put a gap between these two using a pad, or we can also put a margin. So let us put the padding left 50 dp. Oops. Oh, this is a, what did I select? Okay. So using this, you could use this one. Uh, Now using this margin or padding and all of those things, and once you become pretty good at that, you can explore all the various properties which it has. Now if you see this one, this is a special type of text box which has where you can enter the password and it won't be visible. Okay, so that is the type of the text box it is. And couple of other things. Do you want to make it clickable or not clickable? Do you want the cursor to be visible on this one? And let me see what else you could I could tell you, you can change the height of each of those using height. You can change the background. There are a few other properties as well. Uh, you can change the text color appearance of the text, highlight. You can change the font text size, style, face, text style. You want bold, it becomes bold. So let us make it bold. Okay. Of a layout and everything. So let me just review whatever we have done. These are the various kinds of views and widgets which you use. These are the various kinds of a layout you can do. And let us assume that, first of all, how did I create this screen? We started on this main.xml, which was already created. What happens if I want to create a new layout? Okay, just for fun, let us create a new layout, completely different screen. But before that, I will save it. And I will go with this one called Android XML file. And here I will say I want to create a new XML file which will be a layout, and I will call it anything like a test screen. Okay, I will delete it later. I wanted to just explain you. Now inside this test screen, what kind of a layout you want to put it? Do you want to put it linear, or you want to put a table layout, or you want to put a some different kind of a layout? It is all here. It is up to you. You can select it. Okay. So grid view, horizontal scroll view, frame layout you want to put, you can put a frame layout. You want to put a gallery kind of a layout, you can put that. So let me just take a one called table layout. Okay. And just I say finish. Now in this one, if you see that it is see the XML, it starts with table layout instead of this one, which starts with linear layout. Okay. So this is another screen I created, which is a blank screen. This is an XML file. This is the real screen, how it looks like. Now if I want to put it few things, let us put some text view and some medium text, some button, toggle button. And this one is happening because I am putting everything into one column of the table. But now I want to put it into 2-3 different columns, right? So how do you put it in a different column? Now here is something called row, right? Now put it this one, drag and put it here. Put it here. Sorry. Sorry. Here. Now if you see that this one and this one, they are in the one row. Now I will create another row. I will add 3 rows. You can select the right mouse click and add row. What I am doing is that in this table I am creating various rows, and in each row I am adding the elements. And by default it will create a tabular structure. Okay. Now see this structure. This is a tabular structure. Row 1, column 2, row 1, column 1, column 2, row 2, column 1, column 2, row 3, column 1, column 2. So this is a tabular structure, and if you see the XML file, it will look like this. In first table row, these are the 2 columns. In second table row, these are the 2 columns. In the third table row, these are the 2 columns. So now it is all up to you how you want to design something, and by default it will just put it like this. Okay, so these are the way it puts it. all of them. Now, instead of using tabular layout, generally I suggest tabular layout only for when you have a lot of images to show one by one. In fact, that time gallery is even better, so that you can use. And this is the way to add table row and remove a table row. Let us assume you want to remove this. There is a shortcut. You can remove table row. Remove table row. So all of that you can do it. So let us just close this one. That was just to show you another kind of a layout. So I'm going to delete this test screen layout because this is what we want to do it. Now, once we are done with this one, we are pretty much have covered what is layout and views and what are the various properties. Now let me just go through my slides and see that what are the any other concepts in case we are missing or we want to talk about. We'll discuss about views and layouts. Okay. Now we have covered about views and layouts. So layout, we have covered this one, frame layout, how the XML looks like, DP and SP. So that's pretty much we have covered. Now the next concept which comes is that what is an activity? These three words, views, layout and activity, how they are connected to each other. So let us look into that part. So what I'm going to explain you is that we understood views, layout and screen, but there is a word called activity I have been using all over the place. So what is that? So we have discussed about view, various types of layouts, which is nothing but your screen UI. But then what is activity? What is this word? Well, activity is nothing but, in a true sense, a screen which user will see. And it is a full-blown Android class as well. Activity is a base class as well. What it means is that using the XML layout, you create a layout definition. Okay? So you are using a layout definition. You are using nothing but a layout definition. So this is your presentation part, and that is in your layout definition in an XML file. Okay, and you have linear layout, then few text view, and then something here and all of that. Now this is called UI layout definition. What is activity is basically a Java code which uses this layout file to show on the screen and put some business logic inside this. So activity is nothing but a screen written in Java using activity class which uses this layout definition. Okay, so everybody is clear about view, layout and activity. Activity has not only just the layout definition but also has the business logic and lot of functionality inside this, that when you click that layout, when you click a button on that screen, when you click a menu on that screen, what happens? All that logic is inside that activity and all those functionality is present in there. So this is called activity. Okay, so this and this is very important concept to understand. Now once you understand what is activity, let us understand how those activities comes in the picture. Let me just show you that activity. So what I am going to do is that let me just show you this class called activity class, and it starts with, there are few packages it is importing. One of the packages is called class is called activity. So activity is the base class from which you are extending your own activity class, and you should always extend from activity class. There is no other option. And then it will start with on create, and inside that I will be loading a UI layout called r.layout.main. Now, how does this understand r.layout.main is the same as main.xml? The way it understands is that this main.xml, okay, before that I need to just compile and build to show you that concept. So let me just compile. I'm just compiling and building. So this r.layout.main is the same guy as this one. Okay, so when it is saying that set content view r.layout.main, he is basically saying that uh, please load this layout XML file. But since it cannot load the XML, it is using the Java representation of main.xml, which is inside this r.java. So here it is main. So to access this, those who know Java, they understand that is r.layout.main is the way to load it. Okay. Now this one, let us close this one, and this will load it. And if you run this one, let us run it. Okay. So we are going to run that one. Just give a second. So let us see that what happens. So now our application is ready to go, but obviously it will not do anything because we have not put the code logic to handle any activity here. So far we have covered how to create a UI screen and put all these views and widgets. I hope you have understood. Now to remove this soft key, it will come up every now and then. Either you can do this and it will go away and you can do whatever you want. Or you can go in the settings and you can remove that part as well. If you go in the settings, there is an option for soft key removal, so you can remove it that way as well. Now let us go back and understand that what is that activity was. So to refresh this whole discussion, uh, what is really an activity? When it is a user interface component, we have understood this part. We have understood the views. What is view group? View group is nothing but a layouts, and layouts are of different type: linear, tabular, and relative. And each view has, we have seen that there are properties like layout, drawing, focus change, key interaction, width, text, all of those are here. Okay. Now within the layout you can have another layout, you can have inside another layout, all the view. In the top layout you can have the view. So these are the nested layout concept which we have understood as well. Various types of layout we have seen. And we have also seen the unit of measurement, we should use DP, and that kind of completes the main screen, except we have not put any menu into that one. We have just put the button, but even that is not working. So what we are going to do is that next version called version 1.1, in which we are going to write the interaction via buttons and menus. What it means is that how to write the code logic so that our menus and buttons will start working. So that is our next project for this one.